So one of the things that we love to make here is candy cane pretzels. It can't be easier or more delicious than this. There's all of 3 ingredients, which I have laid out here in front of me. It takes pretzels, and I like using the little twisty kinds. You can use, so you can see it there a little better, you can use the pretzel rods, which is what I used to try to start with. I find this a little easier to work with. I got a nice little handle to hang on to if I hang on to the one side. And you need candy cane, and I've got it all crushed up here. You can take your own candy canes, stick them in a plastic baggie, and use a roller pin on them or anything like that. Or you can do what I did and go to the bulk barn, usually about November, to get a hold of your crushed candy cane. And then you're not making holes, because it makes holes in the plastic bags. I'm just warning you now, you'll have candy cane dust here and there. And it also takes these little white chocolate candies. Now these ones are the Merkins. Again, got them in bulk. And they're really easy to work with. I nuke them up in the microwave. I gotta make sure that you don't put them in for too long at a time, or too long period, or too hot, because they don't melt nicely. Then they just kind of get glommy. When you get them at the bulk barn, usually there's one of those little cards that'll tell you exactly how to do it. For myself, I take several handfuls and I stick them into a teacup, because in my world tea is very important. And I stick them into a teacup, usually about half or 3/4, depending how many I want to make. And I put them in the microwave for 45 seconds at a time. Now, if you can check the power level, I put them in for 45 seconds at a power level of about 7, which is kind of medium high. And I nuke them for 45 seconds. I take a spoon and stir them around a little bit. You'll find they haven't done too much, but they're thinking about it. Put them in for another 45 seconds, medium high again. And when you take them out, this time you will have a nice mixture to work with. Now, it's really easy to do these. Put it on your spoon. You dip your pretzel in, you turn it over, you can kind of move it around a little bit, just like that. Now you'll notice I've got a baking sheet here beside me, and what I have on it is waxed paper. You could probably put parchment paper on it, but I find wax paper is usually something you might have on hand unless you are baking all the time. I love to bake, but I have to admit it's not something that I get to do nearly as much as I'd like to do. So I have wax paper on hand. And as I say, you just get the chocolate on the spoon, you hang on to the handle of your pretzel, and you're only dipping in half of it. The nice thing about these treats is they're sweet and salty at the same time. I think that makes a fantastically addictive combination. So you only need a bit. You don't need it glomming off. You don't need it dripping off. If it happens, then that's the good thing about having the wax paper or the parchment paper right there, because it'll just stay on that and then not get all over your baking sheet, because that's kind of a mess to get off, to say the least. How many I got there? About 6. This doesn't dry too quickly, but you want to keep moving, right? Or, as I'm going to do in just a moment here, this is my number 7 here. You just kind of get them all laid out like that. Now you can use a spoon. I like to use my fingers, and the reason why I like to use my fingers is the spoon doesn't allow you as much control. So all I've done is taken my pretzels, dipped them in the chocolate, and kind of spooned it over or rolled it around, however you want to think of it. And then I'm just taking the candy cane and I'm sprinkling it on top of the chocolate part. Can it get any easier than this? Seriously. They are so delicious. They look so pretty. When I first discovered them, I had to share it with everybody. And I was leading at that time we had a ladies group that would meet once a month, and we would have a special speaker, and we'd also have a craft. And there was one time we were kind of searching for craft ideas. So this was the crafty idea that I came up with, making different things with chocolate. These are so good and so easy to make. I was thinking about it, and you could use, because the Merkin's chocolates is going to sound like a commercial for them by the end of it. The Merkin's chocolates come in all sorts of colors. I've got green hiding in my bag over there, which I don't know if I'll get out to show you or not, but my thought had been at one point, oh, nothing munchable, to even melt some green, and then once this is dried, you could drizzle another color over it. You could drizzle green or red, you know. Frozen, that's the name of the movie. I've been trying all day to remember the name of the movie. The movie Frozen, if you happen to have someone in your life, a little boy or girl or somebody grown up, because I like the movie too, you could do these with blue and make it like the movie Frozen. That would be kind of decorative. You can make some blue and some white, and it kind of look like Elsa's dress, and that'd be pretty neat. So it's just as easy as that. Now, as I say, you don't have to work too quickly to get the chocolate on there. It doesn't dry overly fast, obviously, because I'm still working here in my mug now. The stuff in my mug is still nice and warm, and that's why it's still melted. Once it gets onto the baking sheet and out on its own, it does start to cool. Another broken one. You could do the broken ones too. I just happen to like munching on them. So you need them to, you'll need the pretzels to cool off, because right now if I tried to pick it up, that's going to be a sticky mess on my waxed paper. But when I'm done, what I'll do is take the whole baking sheet and just slide it into the fridge on a nice level surface so everybody doesn't go skid. That doesn't work very well. And leave them in the fridge 10-15 minutes, longer if you want to go and do something else, right? It doesn't take very long, just long enough for the chocolate to cool and to harden, and the candy cane sticks right on it, which is what the point of the whole thing is, and then they'll be all nicely done for you. So I think you fairly got the idea. I'm just going to decorate these. There we are. Oop. I try to find some of the red pieces, only because it kind of livens it up, and the green, of course. The white ones are hiding on there. It just kind of reminds me of Christmas snow. Maybe we'll call these Christmas snow pretzels. Something wonderful and crafty. You think you should have some wonderful name for something like this. So you can see it's so easy, and yet by the end of it all, they look really, really nice and fancy. Let me move these out of the way and put them in the fridge. So I've got my candy cane pretzels back out of the fridge, and as you can see, I can pick them up and they don't fall apart. Well, the candy cane stays on because they're nice and cool and stuck on there now. So now you can package them up. You move your chocolate back out of the way, kind of make yourself a little room, you know. I've munched my extra pretzels while I was doing that. I found a really cute tin at the Dollar Tree this time, dollar store. It's got this really cute pattern on it. So this is what I'm taking to the party for this evening, putting everything in here. Put a green napkin in here and a sheet of wax paper just to keep everything a little more clean, so I don't get candy all through my tin. Makes it easier to clean up afterwards. And I'll take my pretzels off the baking sheet and just put them all down in the tin. These are easy, these are delicious, these are a hit pretty much everywhere I've been. I think I've gone with dozens upon dozens and come back with only a couple, so I know that when I go to the party as well, if I want any, I better eat them then, because I won't be bringing any home. You pick them up by their little handles, stick them down in there. They are so pretty. They are so delicious. They're everything a nice little winter candy would call for. There we go. Even this one, you can see it had dripped just a little bit on the edge. But that's okay, doesn't matter. And if there ends up with a little bit of sprinkles down in there, then it just looks like freshly fallen snow. So there you go. These are the candy cane pretzels, all done up nicely in there. Now if you want to do them in individual things, I'll show you another little thing here. I have found these little gift boxes. Excuse me while I reach across. Found these little gift boxes like this, and I put some tissue paper down in. And as I say, I like to keep it nice and easy. So I got some sandwich baggies, and I put some down in there. I can actually fit about a dozen in. And then you put the sandwich bag in, you fold up the tissue, and you put them down in the box and seal it up, and just like that. So there you go. Quick, easy candy cane pretzels. Delicious for everybody. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes for you. Enjoy!